Yeah, Lord knows.
Both of the Achilles stayed together.
Thank God.
I thought I should tell you.
I always get nervous when Matt gets on the chair because Matt has recently ruptured not one but 2 Achilles.
Yeah, it hurts even when you say it.
Yes, it hurts to say it.
It's God's painful
Yeah.
subject.
Did we talk about the elephant in the room who missed his car ride this morning or something?
There's no surprise that he misses
No.
it. You know where I did see him? In the gym, working on his six-pack. He was working on it, doing his crunches. That's why he's late. He had to have a smoothie after that and a bowel movement probably.
Did you count 6?
Listen, I need to just tell you that yesterday I did a whole panel
On bowel movement?
because it's irregular because of all the travel. And so when I came down off the chair,
I can tell by his reaction. It was like,
I jumped off the chair, and when I hit the floor, it felt like 9 days of
oh,
tension.
we're like, we're ready to come out now.
Yeah. So then the rest of the panel was real tight.
Oh, yeah.
Real tight.
Yeah.
And then today, people showed up with gifts for me.
Oh my God.
So somebody.
Is it an adult diaper?
Somebody brought me some wipes.
Oh, good. You know that. Cleanliness is important. Yeah.
And the good part is they're flushable because we care about the plumbing here in Canada. We don't want to mess up any pipes. And then also,
Do not flush them. Do
Canada
not
knows what's
flush
up.
them.
it says flushable. Don't tell me
they
what
messed
to
up
do.
this.
I agree. I had a plumber come over recently and was like,
Anyways, here's the thing. It's not like it'll be a big problem to flush any of it down because somebody gave me these to soften my stool.
oh, that's so sweet. Everybody loves a soft stool.
Now I'm set.
That's great.
And I was so excited to get here and tell you about those things. Now
I'm excited to hear it.
I don't have anything else to say.
Well, I'm excited. I've got some things to say. One is congratulations on the softening of your stool. I just stood on a very tall stool and jumped, and it was quite a jump. I was like, boy, as I was sitting down,
It's a thing.
yeah,
It's a scary
I called my mother, did the laundry, it took a long time.
You realize how old you are as you're going to crash.
Yeah. And I was like, please, dear God.
You hit the ground and your knees go, that's how old I am.
Well, I was just sort of like telling the people how much this con means to me. I'm alive, I feel good and healthy. If I would have jumped off and my bone would have come out of that would have been a good one.
It's so bad. What year anniversary is this?
13. Yeah.
I don't know if I want to talk about it, but let's just do the fast real quick.
Okay.
Go for it.
The fast, yes. One thing I learned when I had my stroke was that there's something you can remember if a loved one or a friend is having a stroke, and it's FAST, F-A-S-T. And the F stands for face, if there's face drooping. The A stands for arms, if they have, they can't move an arm up on either side. S is for speech, if their speech is impaired, which was my issue. And T is for, it could be 2 things. Tongue, because if you stick your tongue out, which is the same with me, sometimes it goes awkward, it will go to one side, oddly. Or T is for time. The reason all this is important is because fast, you have to get the person to the hospital soon. Even if, maybe it's nothing, but you're better off getting to the hospital and catching a stroke soon so that they can give you the right medication to break up the clot or whatever is causing it. And that's why I'm here today, is because Richard, he does a lot wrong, but this is the one thing he really nailed. He really hit it out of the park.
Oh, guys! I walked in and did,
It was great, just like the rehearsal, we did the whole he's late thing.
Yeah.
I mentioned your name.
Yeah, I know. I was just backstage. I've been there for 45
Well,
minutes.
obviously not that you had. I saw you.
Well, they didn't get my bagel right. Now, you know I can't take the stage until my bagel is just right.
Now, how's your new thing going? You turn up a new leaf, you weren't going to make people wait for you. How's it going?
It's going great.
Honestly.
Well, great. We had a car issue. Oh, sure. We were all stranded at the hotel. But we're here now.
Who?
Nothing matters.
Who are you stranded with?
Brandon Buckmaster, Elena Hubman, DJ Qualls, and Kim Rhodes.
It's a good group.
You know what's Gallagher? Cool about that? If you're going to be stranded, I strongly recommend that lineup. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Speight Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen. Excited to be here. Robbie Hell's an opening. How'd it go?
Home run.
Home run.
A lot of this. And then it's going to be great. We're going to be a great week. And then I'm still not here, but
Man, I know that dance.
poor Liz is back there.
And then, what? I know you guys usually play some song from the area, like Canadian musicians.
Yeah.
Who did you play today?
A band called Rush, a song called Working Man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. Pre-Neil Peart.
That's right. Perfect. Yes.
Peart. Sorry, is that right?
Peart.
I don't think we mispronounced.
But yes, that was the first drummer, who also unfortunately passed away. But
Is that right?
Yeah.
Long ago?
I don't know when. Norton told me.
He would know. He's a drummer.
Yeah. So.
Well, have you been taking questions? Has it already
No, we've just been, you know.
Shoot the shit, man.
And so this is the shirt you're saying about the pizza. Was it a real? Is it a real pizza restaurant? You're from Chicago. It's a new Nike thing. Is that ring a bell?
I've never heard of MJ's Pizza, but it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I've lived in Chicago for 30 years.
Yeah.
It could very well be.
Yeah.
What's the story?
I ran out of clothes, and the laundry was $80 to do a load, and so I just bought shirts and socks for $60. Now this is the shirt.
Underwear?
Where did you get it?
Across at the there was a Nike store in the Toronto.
Oh, MJ, my
Jordan.
Jordan.
Yeah, Jonathan Jordan. Yeah.
Now that I don't know. I don't know if that's a real place or not, but it very well might be.
Very well might be, everybody.
So listen, just to fill you in, the three of us have been together for the last 10 or so days. We were in France.
We were.
Spreading the good word of supernatural in that area of the world.
Preaching the gospel of the good show, Supernatural.
That's right.
That's what France.
The Winchester Gospel. So that was super fun to be together and do that. And now we're here in Toronto, so let's take some questions. And I know you have burning questions, we're going to answer them.
Yeah, we are. We're going to answer every single one of them.
Okay, so I have two questions.
Not answering that.
One for Rob and one for Rich. Okay.
Well, this is fun.
Rob,
Yes.
why on season 4, episode 2, exactly at 27 minutes and 27 seconds?
Of Supernatural, I'm sure you...
Of the boys.
That, right.
Man, you really need to narrow the question pretty
Well, sure. I've been working for a while.
Little House on the Prairie?
Could be any show. Could be Petticoat Junction. I did the one-off.
On the Rifleman, you were.
Yes, what about it?
Why? Just why?
Why, well?
And do you still have pink eye from that?
It's funny, it's good stuff. Why? Because I was called. When Mr. Kripke calls you, says I've got an assignment, you say, where to, coach? And I loved it, and I know it was shocking, and it made me laugh, and I know it shocked a lot of people, but I had a lot of fun doing it. I was up in Toronto here doing shooting for on and off about 3 months. It was a very technical episode, so it was really fun to do, and
It's a great show, and you're great in it. And I know you get a lot of shit for being... Weirdly, you get shit for being great, which I think is weird. I think it was awesome. I know that Matt and I would have loved to have been on that show, and we were jealous, and just angry jealous, if you will. No, but like you're great, and I called you after I saw it. I'm like, man, it's you make it look easy. 6, 7, 8 different characters, different personalities. Like you did a great job. You did a
thanks,
great job.
man, I appreciate that.
And I also know, having done things that are vulnerable,
Yeah.
of 1 or 2, I had to wear a sock every day. It's funny, but it actually, as human beings, it's intimidating, and it can throw you off your A game for a hot second until you get over that emotional, mental hurdle to do the work.
Yeah.
And you were able to, embrace the humor of that character while still doing very complex character building.
I appreciate you saying that. And
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm really happy that I got to be on The Boys, and that I got to do a sequence that was more boys than The Boys. It couldn't have been more perfect for an insane show where they shock you nonstop. So
Yeah.
I would also like to say that 99.9% of actors in their entire career never do a culmination of that many acting requirements in one episode of anything, their entire life. From the vulnerability, to the comedy, to the drama, to the action, like, never. So I tell Rob this honestly and earnestly in private, that is the full arc and pinnacle of a guest performance on any show ever, or in a movie. I mean,
Well, when I'm stage with you, a lot of people ask questions, and I always feel like that show tends to lead to a lot of joking questions, and I get it. It's a dick joke. But at the same time, it's a very complex acting job. And it's a job that I would have said yes to, Matt would have said yes to, any one of us would have killed to have done. Because it's the most talked. You waited in line to ask him a question about it. I mean, it's a very, very, very well-respected, well-viewed show that will stand up well for years and years and years. And other shows, which Rob and I were just talking about, they're scrambling to figure out how to copy. You know what I mean? Other places. So, good work.
Thanks, buddy. Sure. And you have a question for Richard?
How many episodes of Casa Erotica have you done, and where can I buy them?
You do know that your math is fiction, right? I'm sure before you go home tonight, you realize it's made up.
I know.
Okay, so 0, because it's made up. And I guess the follow-up answer would be 0. Thank you for your question. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. So I have a sort of a technical question that I'm curious from both an actor and director perspective. Because we all know on Supernatural, a lot of the times it called for actors to be like, say, covered with like water or blood or slime or something. And I always wondered, is there a ton of pressure to get that in one take? Because you know, it'd be a huge reset and cleanup afterwards. And if so, if you found that in your experience on the show, like what are the tricks or how do you ensure you can pull that off?
Well, I will offer up an example. So when you are, if the scene, for example, I'm going to dump a bucket of water on Rob and Matt, we're going to do everything before that. Everything that's dry before that. Because we can also wet them down completely and do everything after that. The only hard part is the impact going from dry to wet, right? That's the tricky part. And you definitely try to not reset that kind of thing. You want to do it in one take. You usually use multiple cameras to be sure that if something goes wrong, technically with one camera, you have backups. And it's also really about the performance. Now, I remember being a first-time director on Supernatural. I did Just My Imagination, and there's a scene where the actress seeing sparkle, she's walking around the room and there's all this sparkle blood that she can't see. And she puts her hand in it, and she puts her hand on her face and ends up rubbing sparkle blood all over her face. It was very thick blood. It would have been an awful thing if we had to redo it. And
There's sparkles in it?
there's sparkling blood, yeah, they created this whole like blood element that was very viscous, it would stick in her face, and had a sparkle element, you know what I mean? And put it in a very specific place so the actors could naturally lean on it, and you know, it was just a lot, and it was my first episode.
It was awesome!
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. It's a great scene, and everybody's doing a great job, but I just remember going to Jared Jensen, and I said, I'm on bended knee, don't make this woman laugh. Do not mess with this woman, because so help me God, we'll come back here tomorrow and I'll ruin your vacation. And I went to her, I said, Carrie, when you do this, and she's great, by the way, total pro.
Yep.
She's awesome. And this is more for me because I was nervous. This is not about her and her professionalism. She was fantastic. I just went to her and I said, I don't care what happens, just stay in it. I don't care if you mess up the line, keep going. I don't care, because once she does the bit, I can cut out, right? I can cut to a reaction shot. I just got to get the thing of her going, the natural look of her not knowing. And it will be funny. I know that even on the best day, the most stoic actor might see something funny, go, oh, I'm reacting, because we're all seeing it for the first time, because you don't get to rehearse that kind of stuff. And it was just about having professionals being professional at the time, and maybe your very nervous director reminding you, hey, let's not laugh on this one, shall we? Because that was my biggest fear, that's something that we didn't get the performance of. And laughing can be infectious, and sometimes you forget at that moment. But otherwise, it's really about doing all the work before and after, and saving the impact for it, because you really can't reset. You know what I mean? There's certain things, blood squibs, violence and water gags, goo gags, blood gags, all kinds of effects that are not visual, that are practical. Those are big resets. So you want to do your best to prep with everybody. It's also very much about communication with your crew and with performers. What will be expected, when this will happen, and how you're going to execute it. Anything else you want to add?
No.
I mean, it is always a thing as an actor too. Sometimes as an actor, you're the best. Like for me personally, like I always know what's the word I'm looking for, like what needs to be the same between takes? Like, hey, I had a
continuity?
Yeah, continuity. Like I had a belt with this out. You know what I mean? There's a person who does it, but sometimes there's so many things going on that maybe, you know. So like when I did The Boys, it was a big deal because like I was playing like 14 different clones at one point, and they were all like, one of my clones had a tattoo, the other ones didn't. Some of them had pink eyes, some didn't. The pink eyes were like contacts. So I had to like, you know, so I had to be like, hey guys, this guy would have a pink eye. Oh shit! And then I went back to the chair and I did, you know, and it's a whole thing. And there was, you know, blood and things all happening. And so as a director, I'm sure it's like it takes a lot of prep just to figure that out.
I always think there's a lot of nerves for the actor too. I can tell you from being on the receiving end, when they're going to throw the bucket of water at you, and they're like, "All right, Rich, here comes the milk. Please God, get that line right." So you're like, "Oh yeah."
No pressure, but all the pressure in the world.
I've never missed a tough rehearsal, but now it's the So, professionals be professional and communication.
I will tell you, it was interesting hosting some of the Rescueverse shows, because those actors have a funny, kind of story about that exact thing, where they car hanging out the side of a building, 8 firefighters in the building, the floor is going to drop out of the building, they're going to fall down 2 levels, they get 1 shot, or it's another day completely. Like they have just 1 day to shoot this thing, and the actors and the stunt people. And this is a good note for you, Rich, because they told me this in real time. So the stunt actors of the performers in the series, they'll be like, all right, so you're just coming in to take the fall, boom, boom, boom. But then the director will walk up seconds before they're rehearsed, ready to go, in their harnesses with the jelly stuff on them so they don't burn alive, and go, listen, I actually want you to go to the toaster, grab 2 pieces of bread, put them on a plate, and then the floor falls out. Which in a stunt world is like writing 5 new pages all of a sudden, because they were standing and they were falling. Now they got to move from a thing, hold a plate, make sure the plate doesn't fall on the actor or them, go through the floor, the whole thing. And I thought that was interesting. Directors often will give.
That's insane that they changed the day of the stunt. That's
last
insane.
second.
I know that sounds.
Acting notes, really.
Sounds like not people who are not on it.
Not on Rich's set, ladies and
No,
gentlemen.
man, because it's actually really safe. People get really into it. Like, for all the things that even a funny stunt is a stunt. The reason why there's a profession called stunt people is because sometimes it needs to be practiced elsewhere and rehearsed and gotten down to a science so they can do it right. So no, you don't effort on that, because people can't get into it. People can die. And it's not a place where you want to step into it. Especially the director, who, by the way, is not in any harm, not in any danger, not harnessed, not going to get hurt, you know.
You know, I throw in a cartwheel right before it blows up.
Good question, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hi, I have a 2-parter question, but I'm making it really quick. So first is for Rob, and then for the 3D. So Rob, I watched you in Waiting as Calvin. I watched you as Chuck, and both of them, 0 game. 0 game with them.
Yeah.
How did you get a drop dead gorgeous both of them like Bruce? And then I have a question for the 3 of you. Have you ever done a vertical film?
To answer the first question, that's why I'm an actor. I know, in real life I don't have any game either. I don't know. It was super lucky. But I do, like, playing the guy, I mean, specifically Calvin in Waiting was a guy who just really had 0 game. And that's the part you're playing, and that's kind of my wheelhouse. You know, it's like, early seasons Chuck, Calvin, like, that's sort of one of my characters that I play, and that's, super fun and funny to me. And and sort of unrelated, because that's an acting job, but unrelated, I don't know how the stars and moon collided, and here I am, luckiest guy in the world.
No on the vertical film. I haven't done one. Phyllis?
Not a film, no.
No, but I want to do a vertical action series, and I'm thinking on it and writing on it currently.
We just talked about it, actually.
Yeah. I think there's a world where that does exist in the States as it does in, kind of European countries, and, why not try it?
In the Asian countries, especially in China.
Yeah, it's huge. Like 75-80% of all entertainment consumed in Asian countries is vertical with a paywall every 3 minutes. On your phone. This
What?
way. Not this
I
way.
did background for one recently, so that's why I was asking if you guys ever done it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'd love to. I mean, it sounds like that maybe is the future, so sure.
Nice hat. I love it.
Thank you. So my question is for Rob.
Yes.
You have longer hair. I was wondering if it was inspired from when you played Cain in the Supernatural parody.
Well, I'm always inspired to look like Tim Amundsen. This is the coolest looking human there is. That glorious beard and the glorious hair. I wish I could look like that. But no, my hair's just longer, just cause, I guess. Yeah, I keep going in to get it cut, and then the woman who cuts my hair is like, I love it, let's keep it going. I was like, okay, you know, and Ruth seems to kind of like it. She plays with it, so that's game over. It's like, okay, yeah. So, at some point, I think I'll probably cut it all off, but it's also sort of, don't worry, I won't look like the boys' character. But at some point, I'll need to, you know, maybe for a part or whatever, I'll have to cut it. But yeah, and it works for the rock band. If by coincidence it's looking more like Cain, then yes.
Big win.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It makes me think to mention this. She referenced you playing Cain.
Yes, in
with the
Hillywood.
Hillywood video.
And?
Do a parody of Supernatural. Matt Cohen and I recently worked on a new Hillywood parody video set in the Star Wars universe. Matt plays Han Solo, which is awesome. And I helped from behind the scenes. It's worth watching. It's Jim Beaver's in it as well. It's on their YouTube channel, Hillywood, YouTube, Hillywood.com, or however the hell you find a YouTube channel.
YouTube.com/.
There you go. There you go. Check it out. It's really, really well done. As always, Hilly does an amazing job with her production value, and it looks fantastic. And so give it a watch.
Yeah.
There you go.
What's amazing to me about her too, she really looks like every character she's playing.
Yeah, man. She does. The makeup skills are
She's
on point.
like this gorgeous, you know, redhead, and I looked at her, she looks like Luke.
It was really tricky doing Stranger Things with her, man, because she looked like that kid.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, you right there.
Hi, my name is Jessie. I'm a high school librarian, and I'm curious, if your characters had a book club together, what book would they choose, and who would be the most difficult member?
I've always wanted to say this, if I may, guys.
Definitely the most difficult. Because this is our characters, what book would we bring to the? By the way, you're doing. I love my high school library, all the librarians that I had when I was a kid. So thank you for doing what you do.
What's the thing? The thing that was in the library with the drawers and all the cards?
Dewey Decimal System.
Oh, that!
Yeah.
I forgot about that till right now. Sorry, that's a good one.
Well, I think it's a bit on the nose, but I'd bring the Bible.
Well, that's good. You're having a good one. Yeah, I like that. Robbie? Just
Yeah.
roll like I know what I would say, but if you were playing Gabriel, I'm gonna ask the reader.
Gabriel.
What book would Gabriel be reading?
Is there some book? What's a book about a son who's really angry at his father? There's lots of those.
And loves nudity.
It would be some weird slash fiction book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some sort of pulp fiction thing. Yeah, makes sense. Matt?
I would.
Oh, slash fiction. Wait, what's slash fiction with pulp fiction? Slash fiction is
Slash fiction is with,
stuff written by Slash.
no,
He has a series of books that are
it's
The Guitar Player Slash.
no.
You should
Look it up. You should look it up.
Look it up. It's, you know, like there's so like there might be a writer who's a fan of a certain show, and they write
like fan fiction.
a fan fiction kind of thing that pairs their favorite characters together.
Like Slash and Chuck.
Well, slash Chuck.
Why would Slash Chuck? It didn't hurt you.
No, he's not hurting me. He's maybe hooking up with me.
Attaboy Slash.
All right, there you go.
Go get you some.
Way to go, Chuck.
Got that hair. Maddie?
John, young John would have a book about Chevrolet cars.
I was going to say, auto mechanic,
Yes.
fixing auto for dummies. Right?
And I feel like also Dewey Decimal System for Dummies. You know, that's a
Yeah.
good one.
By the way, the world's most boring book club over here.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Thank you for that question.
Good question for grown people, probably.
Super fun.
Yeah, right there.
Hi, my name is Tiffany. My question is, so on Kings of Comedy, everybody kind of plays a parody of themselves, but I want to ask you three specifically, how much of a parody of yourself was that actually? And I don't only want your answers, I want what like Matt thinks of Rob's and like,
Right.
Yeah.
So she's talking about a show called Kings of Con that Richard and I wrote and produced. Richard directed, that a lot of our buddies here are in. You can find it on Prime.
Amazon Prime. Robbie, it's the 10th anniversary of Kings of Con, as a matter of fact, this very year.
Yeah.
Which, you know what, in hindsight, God, I hate it when we screw up. I wish we had created some kind of like limited edition t-shirts or merch.
No, we have a limited edition T-shirt too. Different kinds of
Celebrating the 10th anniversary of Kings of Con.
Celebrating the 10th anniversary.
Why didn't we bring them to Canada?
They are here for sale in Canada. Yeah. You come by our the table where we're selling music.
The merch table?
The Loudon Swain and Dick Jr. table, yeah. Yeah.
Nailed it.
And so in the show, it's all sort of inspired by real life events, I would say, that we wrote as comedy. It's all behind the scenes at fan conventions. Matt, do you want to give your answer if you think that we're accurately us?
I think, yes, there's a bit of a real Robin Rich in there with some elevated events and situations for comedy's sake. I based my character off of a one-time meeting with an actual actor that some of you know, and I won't say his name for the sake
Right,
of
so I think that I'll just leave here and answer. Matt's nothing like.
Yeah, Matt's one of the few examples. It's more a part that we thought Matt would really nail.
The irony is why we cast him.
And he did. Like,
Yeah.
what if Matt hated me? That's where it started.
Yeah, and what if Matt was an asshole all the time?
And
It was
really,
the opposite of
and
that.
for some reason hated Rob.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really the opposite of who Matt is. Matt's the sweetest guy. But he's so built, jacked, you know, you'd think that he would maybe be that guy.
It was so fun, that
Yeah,
show.
it's
Like,
like a-
seriously, high point in
Yeah.
one of the acting experiences I've ever got to do with you guys is working on that show.
You know, the truth is, I actually think the characters, and Rob and I have talked about this before, the characters are more based on the Robin Rich you see when we're on stage than the Robin Rich who live in the world. It's based on the banter that we would do on stage, where it became very much like, Rich! I'm like, come on, Robin! And that shtick was why we thought, oh, these characters are good for a show.
It's like we've got this habit of like retelling events that actually happened.
Right.
But every time we retell it, it gets a little more inflated,
Yeah.
and our characters become a little more exaggerated, you know? And so a lot of those stories that are in there, a lot are made up, but a lot are real. And you know, one is like, I really did call Rich's room when he was in room 911 and accidentally called the police. Went to Rich's room and freaked out, and the police ended up coming to the door.
And that's the end of where the fiction is,
Yeah.
or where the reality is. The fiction takes over. Rob didn't get arrested. There was no.
But it was weird because I was like, they did come to the door,
Yeah.
and we did say sorry, it was a mistake. They're like, all right, we do need to check your room just to make sure that there's not something funny happening in your room.
Right.
And I remember walking down to my room and thinking, oh fuck, what if, like something that's not real, like what if there is a mountain coke on the table? Like something that's not, I had nothing to hide, but I felt all of a sudden like, oh my gosh,
Sure.
maybe I did kidnap someone.
I feel like you guys played those characters almost how you imitate each other
Right.
on the stage.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So it's a heightened version of an already sort of heightened fictional versions of ourselves with a little bit of reality sort of to anchor it to the story. Because it's usually, the episodes are usually based on something funny that happens. And Rob and I are like, that's funny, we should work that into a bigger story. But sort of the loserdom of their life is obviously not the life we actually lead. But it was, and sort of the inter-office politics amongst the gang is different, you know, but it was fun we have such talented, fun friends who are all into helping us make something awesome that when you get like, you know, Kurt Fuller, Kim Rhodes, and Oz Michelle, and everybody there was on board to lean in and do it. So it was a really fun experience. And fiction, yes, but you know, I honestly feel like the best comedy is always a comedy that has one foot still on the ground. because you can, even as far-fetched as it gets, you can still let yourself believe that this could actually happen to these people. And that's what we achieved, and that's what we strove for, and I think it's what everybody pulled off for us.
Where can people see it?
Amazon Prime. I don't know about here in Canada, but Amazon Prime,
In the US.
US of A. So at Kings of Con, look for it, and come see us at the merch table if you want to celebrate with this shirt. Thank you for your question. You're there.
Hi, my question is for Richard. You brought up this already, but you recently directed the Hollywood Star Wars parody.
Correct.
What was that experience like, and how does it differ from directing Supernatural?
Well, it's a very different job. I came in to help Hilly. I came in to co-direct that thing, but that's Hilly's vision. She had this idea. I had nothing to do with developing the idea, the concept, the music. She does all that. She envisions what she wants. She knows what locations for Star Wars she's going to rebuild. She has all that dialed in. And she goes out and builds the relationships with the studio stages and all that. My job is to come in and help her realize that vision because she's on screen. She's not backed by the monitors. So I'm there to be sure that what her goals are, that those goals are met. And if I can add and improve, great, but otherwise my main purpose is to be sure that what she wants to do happens. It's completely different because it's not narrative. There's no decisions to be made. In the movie, Luke walked out of his house, kicked a rock, and walked up to the horizon. We're not deviating from that. Our goal is to reenact exactly the moments that happen and to make them look exactly like they happen. Obviously, there's dance sequences and there's some things that are not from the show, but nonetheless, or for the movies, I mean. But it is about precision and detail. And then being sure that in the framework of precision and detail, you still get some performance and fun and joy out of the performers. You don't rope them in too tightly to, so tightly with these boundaries that they can't actually emote, because it does require very quickly, almost like commercial acting, 1.5 seconds of something, each one of these shots. So it's nothing like doing an episode of TV. It's nothing like telling a narrative story. But it was still very creatively fun to be with those people in their world. They've made so many of those videos. They're all so good. They're all so successful. Do yourself a favor and watch everything that woman's done. She's great. Being a part of it, helping her bring that vision to life on a grander scale, because this is the biggest thing they've done, was a lot of fun and rewarding for me. Thank you.
But my question is for all of you. If your characters were Greek gods, which ones would they be?
Bacchus, Robbie?
Achilles. Is that one?
Yes!
Yay!
Nice! You needed him recently. So bad. Zeus.
And especially with that hair. And all the drawings of Zeus, he has like big old...
Yeah. But also he's...
God.
Yeah.
And have you been on the Little Mermaid ride recently? This is going to connect to that Zeus thing. Never? Ever? Really?
The Little Mermaid?
I don't know.
When you come around the Little Mermaid ride, I know because my son's 11 and it's the only ride he's not afraid of. So we go on the thing, and at the final scene is like the Ariel and Eric getting married, and Zeus is with this thing, and he's exciting.
Triton.
That's right. Never mind. The story is
What's very Zeus-like is the Zeus theme.
I was gonna say, Rob's hair reminded me of Zeus/Triton.
And as a person, you both know this, I'm very much like Triton. You always say like, oh my God.
You've seen Rob in his civilian clothes. Usually he's shirtless with a fishtail.
Yeah, that's Triton.
And he's always like, daughters.
Yeah.
Sometimes he gets mad and he'll say, Sebastian! And I'm like, I'm not Sebastian! Sebastian will show up and go, oh, I'm here.
Oh, but it's true.
But it's true, I'm Sebastian.
I am.
You obviously love Greek mythology. Who would you see us be?
I would see you as Dionysus.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's a god of partying.
I thought Bacchus was the same thing.
It is.
It is. Bacchus is the Roman version.
Oh, damn it. Okay, Dionysus, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
Okay.
same person.
Okay, and Rob?
honestly, I would see Apollo.
There you go,
Is
Robbie.
Zeus not a Greek god?
Zeus is a Greek god.
Okay. What's the difference between Zeus and Apollo?
Don't turn your back on me, Creed.
No, not that. Sorry, different Apollo.
Zeus is Apollo's dad. Apollo's the god of the sun.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Hell of a boxer.
No, different Apollo.
Really? Because he knocked Rocky to the
I
ground.
know, but he's not the same guy.
Well, you tell the red, white, blue trunks.
And Matthew?
Hades.
Hey.
Oh, hey.
Sounds hot. I mean,
Yeah.
literally, it sounds really hot.
You run hell.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Is that what Hades does?
Yeah.
Why?
Fun fact, he's the only Greek god who didn't cheat on his wife.
I said Carrie Underwood.
I thought Persephone. I thought he had a thing for her.
That is his wife.
You're gonna think her because he's married to her, Richard.
Well, wait a minute.
Try that sometime.
Did he steal her?
Yes.
Depends on the story.
Okay, all right. She's being held against her will. Much like me.
Persephone's mom was upset about it, but Persephone really wasn't actually upset about it.
Oh, wait, you know her? She was miserable.
The point is, I'm the Greek god of good guys.
Even though you're married child and everything that burns and hurts.
That doesn't make it bad. It's good-ish.
I guess if you're in hell, you want a shitty marriage. You know what I mean? It's kind of the whole.
I didn't cheat on anybody. I'm God. No.
And I'm Dionysus. I never got married.
No, you're gross. That's gross. You're gross.
Don't turn your back on me, Creed.
I've never seen his shoulders make that wiggle before. So good on you, right? Wiggly.
I'm gonna take a shimmy class.
Man,
Who's the birthday boy?
look at him. Look how his neck stays.
Turn around. Do it. Right now. Don't turn your back on me, Creed. I'll tell you when it's not that Apollo. You, what's your question?
Gentlemen, I just wanted to welcome you back to the Two North Strong and Free.
Good to be back.
As you know, us Canadians are very, very proud of our Tim Hortons. So I just wanted to ask you, what is your typical Tim Hortons order or favorite donut? And if you don't do Tim Hortons, what's your coffee shop guilty pleasure?
Okay, I do have my favorite donut is here in Canada, but it was, and it might be a chain, I don't know, but it's in Vancouver for sure. 49 parallel 49. It's so good.
What is it?
It's a donut that it's a coffee shop and a donut shop that they have.
Oh, I thought you said a favorite donut.
It is, and they have all these different flavored donuts, and I don't even know which one. I mean, there's myriad to choose from, but it's an amazing. I don't even love donuts, and I love this donut place. 49 parallel. It's right walking distance from Sun Place. Like it's just right down the street on that same track. But and coffee-wise, I'm a big coffee drinker. We all three are. I'm an Americano. I'm a very simple black Americano. Robbie?
I'm an Americano with oat milk. I do like Tim Hortons. I used to go a lot when I worked here like 20 years ago, but not as much anymore. It was so sweet, maybe too sweet for this old guy, but yeah, I would get me a Americano with at that time it was regular milk and a donut, maybe a glazed donut.
There you go.
And I did used to go in the airport. I would go to that one.
Yeah.
Like I'm in Canada.
When you
now.
land and go right
Yeah.
there. Patty?
I like a black coffee. I'm confused. I'm now more confused than ever about what is an Americano.
Americano's
It's
espresso with hot water.
Hot water.
So is it just like another name for a black coffee?
No, the coffee's brewed differently.
It's basically in Europe when they don't make. It's like American style coffees. It's
Got it.
European espresso with hot water.
I kept ordering that, and I thought that was like something that had other like made it with other ingredients or something. But no, it's a black coffee, but
It's espresso with hot water.
right. Okay.
Watered down espresso.
Great. I get it now. Took 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I like black coffee, any kind, Americano, whatever, and then a maple glaze. I'm a big maple, and I'm not just pandering to you maple-loving zombie maniacs in this country. I truly, poutine and maple syrup.
Man, I love poutine.
Man, you guys do it.
Love poutine.
God bless me.
We talked about this yesterday, but we've been in France for a week, and I know that French is a national language here as well, so I think it's important that some of you already know this. I'll just inform the rest of you that traveling with these two fellows last week, we came to discover Matt's true porno name. International, travels over the ocean. Bonjour. Because that's how he says it every single time. It really sounds like it's sexually threatening.
And it is, and when I'm finished,
bonjour,
I say merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much,
Rowan, or it would be on brand.
Oh, that's your character.
Young lady?
I also could say 505. French? I forgot.
505.
500.
500. Yeah.
I still was excited the second time.
It was the last night we were in Paris, and it was a sort of, you'd hand them your key when you left, and when you got back in, you asked for your key back. So I was in 502, he was in 505, and I was like, 602, and Matt was like, 605. And
after a week, you got it.
I was like, yes!
It's like every other day at check-in, like Richie was on the third floor, he'd come in, whatever he said, Rob came in, sang something, and then I would come in and I'd get nervous right at the last second. I'd be like, 505. Roku. And I just, the last day was our last time handing in the key or getting the key back, and I just sank all over.
Yeah,
Like,
you sang
You dropped some sank.
You sang that shit.
so good.
All right, young lady.
Hey guys, I'm wondering what your methods are and were for getting into and staying in character.
Right now?
Yeah.
I would say like I went to theater school and learned a lot of different styles. It wasn't like one style that they taught. So I feel like my method is a combination of everything that I've kind of learned. I also, all the actors I watch that I love, I'm always taking notes from. And, at the end of the day for me, it's like grounding whatever character I'm playing in reality, even if it's not a real situation you're playing, i.e. clones or God, but still it has to be rooted in some kind of reality for yourself, kind of like what you were talking about with the characters that we played. So even though I'm playing a deity, a concept, it has to be rooted in something that I recognize as real inside me. Or if I'm playing someone who's such an awful person, I still have to root it to something in me to make it real for me. So the lines are tied to something here. Even if comedy, whatever. So I guess that's my convoluted answer. Is a combination. It's a sauce of everything I've kind of over the years. And I go, what's real here? If I start being not real or playing something I think, is like more an idea. You can tell as if you were like, that's not tethered to anything. I want to be tethered to something. So I guess that's what I always come back to, like. Really ask her that question. If you're like, you say a question like, what do you think? You're like, no, really ask her the question. Really asking this question. And that's what I always come back to in myself.
Yeah, I think it's a good answer. The other thing I'd say is also it's scene by scene. If it's a casual scene, it doesn't, you've prepped the character, you understand the character. You don't necessarily have to stay in character all day to get a simple scene done. But if you have heavy emotion or something that's complex, a fight sequence, you're going to want to sort of stay in that mental space for the time leading up to that moment, just to keep it dialed in. Matt?
Both of those things, and then the only other thing would be listening and reacting to what's happening. It's I asked as a joke, you mean right now, staying in character, because we just pay attention to each other on stage, and we're trying to entertain you guys, entertain ourselves by being quick-witted to each other, really. And so that's a lot of the acting, is what do you see in front of you and how does it make you feel,
That's a great one. Listening is so huge.
Hey,
you don't just go line to line, like my line, wait,
What did Matt say?
Thank you for the question.
Are you an actress?
No, my boyfriend is though.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Right here.
Hi, so yesterday, Rich, you only came in at the very, very end. And you really disappointed me by not saying how Friday people are the best people.
Correct.
So, here's your opportunity.
I can't say that. I'm not contractually obligated to not tell Friday people they're the best people. And I couldn't say that yesterday because I had to replace Jason for a spell. It was like for one or two of the things.
Oh.
On the lam, you know what I mean? Under the radar.
Yeah.
Wasn't supposed to be there to do it. So officially, I couldn't embrace the magic that is the Friday people. Couldn't do it. I couldn't. Sometimes you can't listen to your heart.
Part of it's because we're banned on Friday.
We've been banned on Friday. The band is not banned on Friday, but we're banned on Friday. And by the way, you know what I found out yesterday?
What?
I'm banned by the band for playing with the band on Friday.
What?
Yeah, banned.
You're banned?
By the band.
Banned by the band.
For playing with the band.
Wow.
On Friday. And I said, why guys? They said, because you're banned. I go, well, if I'm banned, I should be with you. Like, no, not that kind of band.
Right.
Like, band. Oh, here they are. So,
We,
because of the thank you for your question and comment.
And Friday people are awesome.
They're great. Go.
Hey guys, it's kind of a two-parter question. The first is for Rich. Your directing work is super rich in allusions to like classic cinema, and the film language is like super strong, split diopters. What are some of the directors and movies that help shape your work? And then for the rest of you, what are some of the things you're watching right now that like inspire you and keep you, I don't know, hungry?
Wait, Matt has a question. When did you use a split diopter, and on what episode of what show?
Every single episode I probably ever did in Supernatural.
To keep both like in focus.
I use it all the time. I use it in Dead Boy Detectives. I use it.
Do they have that in stock?
No, you gotta
order.
You gotta be planned and then have them order the right back.
Does that cost more to your budget?
A little bit. They have in their budget. They have a rentable. Like they know you're probably gonna want some extra.
But if you're like, I want that, I want a crane, or then you can have that and the crane that you can't.
Believe me, the diopters are way cheaper than a crane.
Okay.
You know, it's just a piece of glass that goes in front of the lens. It changes the focal length of both halves there.
For the cool shit.
This is the truth about my directing, and I think most directors, to be honest, I am the human version of AI. I am a product of everything I ever saw and loved. So, I mean, go down the list. Obviously, I grew up liking Spielberg. I'm a huge Wes Anderson fan. I was early Tarantino in his nascent days. Early Scorsese all the way through everything else he's done. I love what Ari Aster's doing. I love it. Like, I watch all of these people and am blown away. Jeff Nichols, who does just amazing work. Take Shelter is one of my favorite movies. There's just some great. I love movies. And TV is so elevated in the last decade that I'll put that right on par with some movies. I'll see an episode of TV directed by who's the guy? Jason Bateman directed so many Ozarks, and his directing was
So good.
unbelievable.
So good.
Like and what Ben Stiller does in Severance, and Phil Segrisha to me is one of the greats. And I mean, there's just so many great directors out there, and I'm a product of that. What I love is viewing. And then when it came my time to be the person who puts together the puzzle that people will then view, my process is run through that education. So that I'm looking at scenes and like, that's how I see it. So that's why I order that's why I get the lens. I'm a huge Sergio Leone fan. I mean, I did all of that. Stuck in the Middle with You is all Sergio Leone. It's all Tarantino and Sergio Leone, the whole thing. Which is why I use so much old Western low angle shots and split diopters and all that stuff. You know what I mean? And it was, so, first of all, also thank you for your kind words. I really appreciate it. Very nice of you to compliment the work. And secondly, that's the joy of directing, is figuring out. And you can kind of go through episodes and see various things if you're really nerdy like I am. I think it's called Optimism. I think that's the name of the episode. It's the one where Lilith comes back and gets stabbed by the antlers, but like that's all Wes Anderson. It's all low and symmetrical. I stole Moonrise Kingdom, the tents, the beret on the girl, all that's Moonrise Kingdom homage. So like, and even there was it's a funny story about that episode. And they walk into the sheriff's office, Sam and Dean, and they're like, and they just start talking. And I'm like, this makes no sense. They're a small town, they've never been here. I need a line of dialogue that gets them in the room. So I just had to, I thought like in the keeping the Wes Anderson vibe, I had props make me a mug like a week before that says, "I'm the sheriff." And when we got to set, I go, "Oh, hey, Jensen, when you walk in, just see her and go, 'Are you the sheriff?' And she's gonna say, 'That's what the mug says.' And she's holding a mug that says, 'I'm the sheriff.'" To me, that was just like quirky, Bill Murray-ish, Wes Anderson-y kind of humor. And then I did a close-up with the mug when he hits the desk. And, you know, it's those kind of things that I loved as a movie maker.
Cohen Brothers, too.
Cohen Brothers is another one. It's all those things that I loved as a viewer. It's the fun joy of putting that through my meat grinder and putting it out there for other people to absorb in a mixed bag of the Speight, you know, process. It's what I really enjoy doing that. So, thank you. And boys, acting-wise.
A lot of great shows out right now. We really loved DTF St. Louis, and we really excellently acted. A lot of performances always inspire me. It's funny when you mentioned Ozark, there's a scene, there's an actress's name played Ruth, the character Ruth in that show. She's so good, and there's a scene towards the end of that series she has where she yells at Kevin Bates' character, and it's so real and it's so guttural, and I rewound it and I rewatched that scene over and over and over again because she just fucking nailed it, and it's just like, it's inspiring as an actor, like, you know, let's go. It's really, you know, good performances always inspire me. I love it, you know, there's a lot of great work being done right now. But DTF St. Louis, I would say, is a really well done show and really great acting in that series.
Matthew? I have no idea what your question was, but I'll just say I am constantly inspired by what these guys do, the people that are around me, the band, everybody that I'm friends with inspires me. I don't know. I want to be better at everything I do. Everything around me, everybody around me is better than me at the thing they do, and so I strive to be like that. You know, I want to create. I like to make shit. I like to learn shit. I like to learn to be funny, how to host, how to do music. I'm inspired by everything. Let everything inspire me.
Thank you for your question.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks so much.